flight path. American Airlines Flight 510 took off from DFW around 7:45 p.m. local time. The flight was carrying 125 passengers and a crew of 5. Everything seemed routine as the aircraft ascended to its cruising altitude. Technical malfunction. Approximately 30 minutes into the flight, the crew received warnings indicating a malfunction in the aircraft's autopilot system. The crew, trained for such scenarios, decided to maintain manual control of the plane. As they attempted to rectify the autopilot issue, they discovered additional technical anomalies, including fluctuating engine performance, emergency landing. Recognizing the severity of the situation, the flight crew decided to return to DFW for an emergency landing. They communicated with air traffic control, relaying their issues and intentions. The aircraft descended gradually while the pilots prepared for the landing procedure. The flight crew completed checklists, ensuring that all safety protocols were followed. As the aircraft approached DFW, they were cleared for landing. Despite the challenges, the pilots executed a safe landing at approximately 8:30 p.m. Emergency crews were on standby, ready to assist upon arrival. Aftermath. Upon landing, all passengers and crew were unharmed, but the incident raised concerns regarding aircraft maintenance and safety protocols. Investigations into the technical malfunctions ensued, focusing on the autopilot system and engine performance. American Airlines cooperated fully with the investigation, reviewing their maintenance practices and implementing additional training for pilots on dealing with in-flight emergencies. Conclusion. The story of American Airlines Flight 510 highlights the importance of pilot training and adherence to safety protocols in aviation. The successful emergency landing demonstrated the professionalism and skill of the flight crew, ensuring that all on board returned safely, despite the potentially dangerous situation. This incident served as a reminder of the complexities of air travel and the challenges pilots face while ensuring passenger safety. Background. American Airlines Flight 510 was a scheduled domestic passenger flight connecting Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport DFW to St. Louis Lambert International Airport STL. The flight was operated using a McDonnell Douglas MD-83, a popular aircraft known for its reliability and performance in the regional airline market. On the evening of March 28, 2008, the aircraft was filled with 125 passengers and a crew of 5, all prepared for what was expected to be a routine flight. Pre-flight preparations. Before departure, the flight crew conducted thorough pre-flight checks, following standard operating procedures. The aircraft underwent a detailed inspection, and maintenance logs indicated that the MD-83 was in good condition. The weather conditions at DFW were clear, and the flight was set to take off on time. As passengers boarded the aircraft, the crew welcomed them aboard, providing safety briefings and ensuring everyone was buckled in as the plane taxied to the runway. With final clearance from air traffic control, the aircraft took off from DFW at approximately 7:45 p.m. local time, climbing smoothly into the evening sky. The flight. Initially, everything seemed normal as the flight ascended to its cruising altitude of 30,000 feet. Passengers settled in for the short journey, some enjoying snacks and beverages while others watched in-flight entertainment. The flight attendants went about their duties, ensuring the comfort of the passengers. However, about 30 minutes into the flight, the cockpit crew began receiving unexpected warnings related to the autopilot system. The autopilot, designed to assist with maintaining altitude and navigation, suddenly disengaged, forcing the pilots to take manual control of the aircraft. The malfunction. As the flight crew assessed the situation, they noticed further anomalies, particularly with the engine performance. The aircraft's engines began exhibiting fluctuations in thrust, which could pose significant risks if not addressed immediately. The pilots quickly initiated emergency protocols, referencing their training on handling in-flight malfunctions. Realizing that the autopilot issues might be more severe than initially thought, the captain, an experienced pilot with thousands of flight hours, communicated with the first officer. Together, they reviewed the aircraft's systems, attempting to diagnose the malfunction while ensuring the safety of the passengers. Decision to return. After a thorough assessment, the crew decided it was in the best interest of safety to return to Dallas. They contacted air traffic control to report their situation and requested clearance for an emergency landing. ATC acknowledged the urgency of the situation and provided guidance for the return flight. While preparing for landing, the crew engaged in a series of critical actions. Checklist procedures: the pilots executed emergency checklists to ensure all systems were functioning as optimally as possible under the circumstances. Communication with passengers: the captain addressed the passengers via the intercom, informing them of the situation and assuring them that everything possible was being done to ensure a safe return. The crew emphasized the importance of remaining calm and following safety instructions. Emergency landing. As the aircraft descended toward DFW, the pilots maintained focus, managing both the aircraft's controls and communication with air traffic control. They performed a series of calculations to determine the best approach path, taking into consideration the aircraft's reduced power and potential need for a longer landing distance. On approach, the flight crew executed a visual landing, aligning the aircraft with the runway while carefully monitoring the engine performance. The Maryland 83 touched down smoothly on the runway at approximately 8:30 p.m. Emergency services were positioned on standby, ready to respond to any potential issues upon landing. Aftermath and investigation. Upon landing, all 130 people on board, passengers and crew, exited the aircraft without incident, relieved and grateful for the crew's professionalism. Emergency responders quickly assessed the situation, ensuring there were no injuries and no immediate hazards. In the aftermath, American Airlines launched an internal investigation to identify the root causes of the autopilot malfunction and engine performance issues. The Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) also initiated a review, focusing on the aircraft's maintenance history and operational protocols. The findings revealed that while the aircraft was well maintained, there were factors related to the autopilot system that required further scrutiny. American Airlines took the incident seriously, implementing the following measures. Enhanced maintenance checks: the airline instituted more frequent and rigorous checks of the autopilot systems on all MD-83 aircraft in their fleet. Pilot training updates: additional training sessions were scheduled for pilots, focusing on handling similar technical malfunctions and emergency procedures. This included simulator training that replicated the exact scenario encountered by Flight 510. Safety protocol reviews: a comprehensive review of safety protocols was conducted to identify any areas for improvement. Impact on aviation safety. The incident involving American Airlines Flight 510 underscored the critical importance of pilot training and adherence to safety protocols in aviation. The flight crew's effective handling of the situation demonstrated their training and commitment to passenger safety. It also prompted industry-wide discussions regarding the maintenance of older aircraft and the need for continuous improvements in safety standards. Overall, this incident served as a reminder of the complexities involved in aviation, where unexpected technical issues can arise and the need for readiness and resilience among flight crews is paramount. The successful emergency landing ensured that all onboard returned safely, further reinforcing public trust in aviation safety measures.